Hey, second grade, it is Miss Boyce, and I am going to talk to you all about what you're doing for reading and writing for the next couple weeks. You're going to be doing a research project, a whole unit on research. Now, you might be asking yourself, Miss Boyce, what is research? Research is something that you do when you are trying to find out information about a topic, okay? And research is both reading, because you got to find out the information, and it's also writing, okay? What? I'm going to tell you more about that in just a few minutes. So let's talk about how it's reading, okay? How is research reading? Research is reading because you have to gather facts about a topic. So some topics you might research are animals, and you might research places. You might do research on people, things, or events. Let's say you wanted to find out, all about whales or penguins. Or let's say you wanted to find out some information about Australia, or you wanted to find out some information about Paris, right? That's a place. Those are places. Or if you were reading a book and you wanted to read a book about Michael Jordan, that's a person, okay? Maybe you wanted to read a book about Gandhi, that's another person, right? It can be people who have passed, people who are from the past, or people that are still living today. Let's say you wanted to find out how a shoelace was invented. That's a thing. That would be reading all about a thing, okay? Or if you wanted to find out what happened on 9/11, that's an event. Or you wanted to find out what happened during Hurricane Harvey, that's an event, right? So those are topics that people research about, and you have to read all about the topic to get the information. Now, you also have to read different types of things. We call these things sources. You might have to read magazines to find out your information. You might have to read an article, like from a Scholastic or from a newspaper, to find out your information. You may have to read a book. So, like we go to the library and you see Miss Bittner and she gives you those really cool books. She has a whole section in the library all about animals per se, right? But you could research using websites and videos, okay? Now you guys are going to be doing some research, and your research project is going to be about a place, okay? You're going to be researching places with your teacher, and your teachers are going to tell you all about that, and they're going to show you how to research the place that you're going to choose in the following lessons. But I'm just telling you what research is all about. And you're also going to be using websites and videos. Now, your teachers are going to tell you the websites and videos that you're going to use. And mostly because we're not in school right now, right? So we can't really use the magazines and books. Okay. Now you might be asking yourself, okay, I see how it's reading, but Miss Boyce, how is it writing? Let's think about that. Research is writing because you have to take notes. That's one thing you have to do. And you also have to create a project, presentation, or a paper, okay? What is taking notes? Taking notes, let's talk about the two things you have to do. You have to take notes and you have to create your project, okay? So when you take notes, you're gonna take short notes, not full sentences, okay? You're also going to be using a graphic organizer, all right? Your teacher's going to give you the graphic organizers that you're going to use, and you're going to be looking up important, relevant facts. What does that big word relevant mean, right? Relevant just means that it has something to do with what you're researching. For example, if you're researching penguins, are you going to go ahead and tell me all about the fish that swim in the same sea that where the penguins live? No, because that's not all about the penguins. You have to take notes about the actual thing that you're researching, okay? And when you're all done, you can create something with all the information that you found about your topic. Sometimes people create a booklet or a poster. They might write a paper. When you get older, you definitely write a paper. Or you could do a slides presentation, much like what you're looking at right now. or a video, which is what I'm going to turn this slides presentation into, right? Now let's talk about what you're going to be researching. So I told you earlier that you're going to be researching a place, right? So think about some places. Let's see what comes to mind when you think about places. Probably some of these places, right? Right here in the middle, Texas. This is what you know very well, right? I know this place pretty well too, New York. But we all know a lot about all these places. But the thing about researching is when you research, you want to challenge yourself a little bit. Before I mentioned, maybe you were curious about finding out how shoelaces are invented. Well, the thing about research is you want to find out information you don't already know. So would we be doing research about Texas? Probably not. Would I do some research about New York? Probably not, because I know about that place and because you know about this place really well. So we're not going to be doing our research on America or any of the states in America. Why? Because that's a little bit close to home and we want to challenge ourselves. We want to learn something we don't know already. We are going to be doing our research about a country. Look at that. That's the whole world. Those are all the countries you can do research on. Now, I know a lot of you have parents who may not be from America, like me. My parents are not from America. They are from a little island in the Caribbean. Let me see if I can find it right here somewhere, called Jamaica. Now, I would not do my research about that because I also know a lot about Jamaica, right? So if your parents are from India, you're not going to do research on India because you know a lot about India. If your parents are from Mexico, you're not going to do your research on Mexico because you know a lot about Mexico, right? Choose a country, and you can ask your parents and your teachers to help you, but choose a country that you don't know much about because there's so many places out there, so many countries out there in the world that we can learn about. Now you might be asking, what are we going to be finding out about these countries, right? There's so many different things that we can find out about. Do I just go and read everything that there is to read about China? No, that's too much information, right? When we research, we're going to be researching about 4 things: geography, culture, food, and fun facts. Let's talk about geography. Geography is talking about the climate. What is the temperature in the country? What is the weather usually like? Is it usually sunny there? Is it usually very cold there? Also, where is it located? Is it near another country? Is it in between 2 countries? Is it on an island all by itself? Is it in the north? Is it in the south? Where is it located? So that's geography. That's what we're going to talk about in that section, okay? You're also going to talk about culture. Culture is a lot of things, but the things you're going to focus on, remember that big word I told you, relevant, right? The things you're going to focus on is the language that they speak in the country that you're looking up and that you're researching, the clothing that they may wear. Now, they may wear the clothing that we wear too, right? Every single day, but maybe they wear special clothing for a special celebration, which brings me to my next part, celebrations. What holidays do they have in the country that you're researching? What do they celebrate and how do they celebrate in the country that you're researching? You're also going to look up something super interesting. That's food, right? What do they eat in the country that you're researching? That's super fun and interesting. If you think back to International Night that we had at our school, we had tons of different cultures represented, people wearing different clothing and having tons of different food, okay? You're also just going to look up some fun facts, things that you might think are super cool about the country that you're researching that somebody else might not know and that you think that is worth sharing. So let's review. On the next page, I want you to use the words in the box to review what you learned today about what research is and what our research project is going to be about. When you get to this slide, you're gonna move these words into when you get to the practice slide, you're gonna move these words right into the box where they go. I'm gonna do the first one with you. Research is both blank and blank. What do you think? Research, is it geography, country, writing, culture, project, websites, information, food, or reading? I think research is both reading and writing. Does that make sense? So that's what you're going to do when you get to that slide. Thanks so much for listening to me today, boys and girls. You guys did a great job listening, and I cannot wait to see all your super cool research projects. I miss coming into your classrooms and seeing you guys all the time, but I'm so thankful for your teachers for allowing me to do your lesson for you today.